today's blog post is talking about the bulls staging a jailbreak. I wrote this very early this morning before the markets had actually got open. And then after the markets opened this morning, I was a little bit worried for a few minutes. I didn't think it was going to happen. But later on this afternoon, the markets did, in fact, break out of that consolidation. Now, let me take you back in time all the way to yesterday. We were on the show yesterday and said that this market was very likely going to break out tomorrow. We said there's a real possibility. And that's exactly what happened today. In fact, after being in this long-term consolidation process that we've been going on, now if you're watching our live stream right now, you can actually see the charts that we're talking about. But we've been talking about this long-term consolidation process that the market's been in. We've had this running base of bottoms right along the 200-day moving average, but this series of declining tops. And we said that what was going to be important is that the market makes a breakout above that level. Now, that's the good news. We did that today. The not so good news is, and doesn't mean we're not going to fix it tomorrow, is that we didn't get above 2,700, which is where the 100-day moving average is currently sitting. That's a lot of resistance sitting on top of the market. If you read today's post, I actually go through this whole analysis for you in writing with some pictures so you can actually see it a little bit better. But the important thing here is that we've got to make a move above here, and we've got to stay above this downtrend going through Friday. So again, we only work on a weekly basis. So once this market makes a move out above resistance, we've got to hold that through the end of the week. So if this market reverses back down and we're down 30 or 40 points tomorrow, we're going to completely reverse this whole thing. It's not going to matter anymore. But so basically we've got to hold where we are and get a little bit of improvement tomorrow. It's not going to take much. We're only going to need to move up, a few points tomorrow, maybe about 10, 15. If we get another 5 to 10 points tomorrow, we're going to be above 2,700, and we're going to be in a good position to potentially move this market higher back to old-time highs. Now, that's the really good news here, is that after these long-term consolidation processes like this, when you do get a bullish breakout, which is what this is, you tend to get a decent move higher. So if we can get this move up, consolidate this move after the breakout, we've got a decent shot at making old highs in the markets. That's the good news, and we'll certainly want to take advantage of it by adding some equity. That cash that we've been holding, now is going to be the time to start putting that back to work. We can do that a bit safer. Don't do it just yet. We got to wait for this. We're going to talk about this in the newsletter this weekend. We'll be able to evaluate things and also look at the sectors that we want to be adding exposure to. Not every sector is a winner right now. So we don't want to put money in sectors that aren't performing. We want to put money where money is actually flowing, which today, when we look at the breakdown of the markets, that was primarily energy, not surprising with oil prices at $72 a barrel, but also technology has done well, and financials because of interest rates. So those are the areas, and along with healthcare, are probably some areas that we want to put some money to in the course of the next few days, next week, and we'll certainly do that if, again, the market does what it's supposed to do and hangs in there. The other side of this story, though, is talking about oil prices in particular. So oil prices today went to $72 a barrel. The problem, and again, while that's a good, a piece of good news, the problem here is that ultimately the market itself for oil prices has been moving up sharply over the course of the last few weeks, and we have continued to see more pressure coming in from a rising dollar. So here's a shot at the United States Oil Fund. It's basically a very close proxy to kind of what's happening with oil prices itself. But we've had this nice move up in oil prices here recently. It's a nice steady uptrend. That's very bullish. The problem is that much of this drive higher was on the back of a falling dollar, which a falling dollar makes oil cheaper because we trade oil and dollars all around the world. The problem now is the market oil prices are rising at the same time the dollar is rising. Now, that either suggests that this oil rally is maybe close to ending, or the dollar rally here is going to end and we'll see the dollar go lower. So for oil prices to go substantially higher from here, then we're going to need the dollar to really start to weaken here a bit. Unlikely that they're both going to continue to rally together for very long. So keep a watch on the dollar because we've got a very big short position in the US dollar, which suggests that the dollar could rally a good bit more from here because of that big short position. We also have record long positions in oil. So I wrote an article last week called Everybody's on the Same Side of the Boat. It's on the website right now, looking at the commitment of traders reports and where everybody's positioned. We have record longs in oil, near record shorts in the dollar and record shorts in U.S. Treasuries. What that suggests is that you're going to get a reversion somewhere from it's strictly a contrarian view, but when you have everybody betting on the same thing, typically something else happens, and that something else tends to happen with an event that we don't know anything about. As I was saying at the top of the last hour, we've got Iran launching rockets at Israeli forces, starting to ramp up some tensions internationally. That could bode well for oil prices tomorrow, but what it is that triggers the market decline, I don't know. But what happens is that when you have record long in oil, record short in dollars, those tend to work out to where you have a reversion in prices. And again, we've just recently seen the same thing occur in the actual sectors of energy itself. We had a big move up previously in energy. It collapsed. We've had a move now back up. We're not even back to where we were just a couple of months ago in prices, although it's been a great move. We haven't even got there. And if oil prices fell once again, it's very likely we're going to see another downturn in energy prices. So again, keep a watch here. Probably a good idea to take a little bit of profit off the table here. It's been a very sharp move very quickly, and those type of moves typically don't last a long time. So maybe rebalance the sector here a bit, take a little bit of money off the table, and look for some sectors that are basically doing a little bit better. Consumer discretionary has been performing very well. It's been turning up here. Technology continues to do well also. It actually was doing very well today. Strong run here, but it's moving back towards old highs, really keeping its trend in place. So again, those are areas that we're going to be looking to add money to. Trends are good, momentum's good, and again, so take some profits in some areas and look to rebalance your portfolio. And again, if this market holds itself up and begins to perform better in the next week and gets back above that 100-day moving average, we're going to begin allocating some of that cash we've been holding on to back into the markets. If you have any questions, get by the website, realinvestmentadvice.com. Make sure and read our latest blog post, which is out. It's called The Quick Take, part of our RA Pro advice series that we're putting out. And that actually covers this recent breakout of what we'll be doing next. And then, of course, get registered for this weekend's newsletter. It'll come out on Saturday. If you simply put your name in at the subscription button, put your email address in, I'll email it to you on Saturday, and we'll go through all this analysis, update everything, and tell you exactly what you can do with your money and your portfolios. realinvestmentadvice.com. We'll be right back with the Real Investment Hour right here in the Voice of Texas. I'm your host, Lance Roberts. Don't go away.